335 miles raced so far this season. 74 miles of racing left. It's the final round at Sebring International Raceway for the TORA 74 miles. It's the final round at Sebring International Raceway.
The Bugatti circuit, Brands Hatch, all the way through to Yas Marino.
It's Sonoma,
One race,
bumps galore,
YMTV.
YMTV.
Oh,
Is it clear now?
Oh, he's going to make it work. Moving once again, and now there's a swing down towards the double right hand. Who's it going to be?
It's been Moseo!
Okay, it's Ross Harmark.
This race is smoking. It has the acceleration. What a race. What a race.
Good evening and welcome to South Central Florida. Tonight, it is the final round of the TORA Trans Good evening and welcome to South Hello everyone and welcome to YMTV's coverage. My name is Flip Mode. Joining me tonight, as he has been all season, we're sharing this commentary. It's a hot one. It's going to be Pat McAfee. Welcome to YMTV, guys. 5 rounds done and just 1 round remaining. We're going to be declaring a champion tonight. Welcome. Declaring a champion. Someone's taking home a trophy. That's right. And someone has played their cards just right. Someone's outshone everyone else this season, and he's almost there. Who's that?
Yeah, we got EBR Mead sitting at the top, and he has been there the entire time. Round by round, he's kind of stood above the pack, and he's put himself in a great position for the final race.
Yeah, so 2 races, guys, tonight. At the top of the hour, in about 8 minutes' time, we're going to be kicking off qualification. We're hopping into one of those lobbies. We're going to be watching some of the guys lap Sebring. We'll be watching the fastest 16 drivers likely, and then we got 2 races. So we got 2 races, both races, and I should know this. What? They're how many laps?
We got 10 laps to pass.
10 laps. Okay, so 10 laps, and I should know this. Both at Sebring, and
we got 10 laps to pass.
It's certainly right. It's looking like 10 laps. It's going to be EBR Mead or THR Sebring. So there it is. Your standings are now on screen. You can see it there. EBR Mead currently 1,486 points. There it is. Your THR Sparky has 1,474 points. Now, each position, and it's important when I'm doing math here, guys, each position is only 1 point advantage. So first place gets you 150, a second place gets you 149, so on and so position. So Mead has got himself a gap of 8 points, right? 8 gets you 149.
Yes, sir.
So 8 points.
Sorry, no,
so,
12.
12 points. Okay, excuse me. It was 8. Yeah. So 12 points. So It's certainly possible.
No, 12.
Now there's 2 races, so Sparky will have to have a position or at least 6 positions in front of me in both races. You could look at it that way. He could be first in one race and me position last, and that would be enough. But overall, by the end of tonight, Sparky has to be a total of 12 positions in front of him for him to win this championship. So, it is still possible. Mead's been strong, Sparky's been strong. Mead would have to have a pretty rough night. But we know Mead's here tonight. We know Sparky's here. Drive, Drifting Hero, Try-Pass. We believe all of the top names are going to be here tonight. So there's certainly quite a few battles to be played out here tonight. Besides just the top 2, isn't there? All of the top names are going to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. We've been seeing them all the way throughout the field during this series from guys like Drifting Hero. You mentioned Try-Passing. We got Darkster in there. Mr. Drive was another one in the mix. The whole top, I'd say, 5 to 10 drivers have kind of been scrapping from round to round. Drive was another one in the mix.
You know who also had a great week last week was Darkster, and he's helped himself out in these championship standings, hasn't he? He got himself a podium last week, and at Road Atlanta. That's helped his cause, so look out for him. He's really come on strong as we go later on in the season. Try-Passing, he's had great races, he's had some bad races, but last week, he had a pretty decent round, but he didn't come out clean, did he?
No, he ended up getting a bit of a penalty coming out of last week. Stewards decided to drop him 2 places for causing a collision with Drifting Hero. There was another clip that Drifting Hero submitted complaining about Try-Passing not leaving enough space coming into turn 6. The stewards didn't do anything about that one, but the collision was enough. It was coming into turn 12, so that wall on the outside, and he just kind of put Drifting Hero in there by getting inside of his right door. Turn 12, so that wall on the outside.
Yeah, I got messages with those guys, so I'll try and figure that out. Let's see here. Let's see if I can take a quick little B-roll here for a second and see if I can fix this echo. We'll be right back, guys. We won't miss any qualifications. See if I can take a quick little B-roll here for a second. Should be fixed. Give me a test check in the chat. Let me know if the echo is fixed, but I believe I got it done there. So we were talking about standings, right guys? So we touched on, I guess what we would say, the regular standings. But TORA uses drop rounds. So where they actually eliminate or basically scratch a driver's worst performance of the season. And that plays a huge deal. A huge deal. With 6 rounds, you don't show up for 1 round, or you have a rough race, you crash out. Think GG last week at Road Atlanta. He had a tough night. Think back to, let's see, who else had some struggles. Chirp had he didn't make the first race. So other drivers who can't come out every week or end up having a crash or a DNF or what have you, they count on those things. So there is drop rounds. Now we actually calculated the standings with the drop rounds. There it is on screen. So now notice Mead to Sparky is actually less. So now it's 7, 8, 9 points total between the two of them. So earlier we were talking 12-point difference. Now it's 9-point difference if we count drop rounds. So what we're going to be doing tonight is we're going to be using drop rounds. So when we guys call out math, we're going to say he's got X points or he's got Y points to go to move up, and we're going to be using the drop rounds because it's just going to be easier and it's probably actually the true standings. But now look at the rest of these standings. It's quite a different picture now, isn't it? And especially after Sparky.
Yeah, absolutely. After Sparky, it shakes up quite a bit. Which, I mean, you kind of expect that, but I don't think we had this much of a variation in the hot hatch round when you accounted for the drop round, if I remember correctly.
I don't know, I think you're right. Yeah, I mean, it definitely seems... I'm looking at Drive and Drift and Hero. They're tied on points. That's going to be something to watch for. Try passing in Darkster after Darkster's good round last week. There's a 1-point difference between them. Although... Yeah, I believe that is actually correct. So I believe try passing and Darkster, there's a 1-point difference. I wasn't sure if my regular standings accounted for the penalty that he got coming into the round tonight. Let's see if we can get in a lobby here. I think I just got an invite.
I did as well.
Who sent yours? I want to check.
Japan.
Yeah, I got the same one. I haven't seen him yet this season, so...
Have not either. Check
I'm
this
gonna
out.
jump in a random lobby. That would be fun. Would be fun.
Oh yeah, no, this is somebody asking to play NASCAR. Gonna hop out of that one.
Yeah, we're gonna hop out of that one. Okay, so we're looking for some... I'm hosting here. Who do we got? Okay, so we got Drift and Hero, Gatto, and Mikey JR hosts. We will go to Drift and Hero. So let's see if we can find him. Okay, yeah, because someone actually could send me an invite because I don't have a lot of these people on my friends list.
Yeah, I don't either. I have like 3.
That or they're all showing offline. Mead, okay, I got some. So we're headed on our way. We're going to get some qualification underway. And we're just getting in there now, so bear with me, guys. So if we're joining qualification late, that won't be too big of a problem. We may miss 1 lap or so, which wouldn't be the biggest deal. It's a mad dash here for this last round. They are not quite ready yet. Let's see, they got 10 drivers here. Maybe they have...
You want to shoot me an invite for that lobby?
Yeah, I'll get you in here, man.
Thank you. Even if they had started, it's a long lap, so we'll probably catch up with them before they hit the first flying.
Okay, here we go. Let's get in there, guys. So, Sebring International Raceway, it's going to be... We were just here for the Delta Online Racing Volvo STCC Cup. So we got Sebring back-to-back this week. So a lot of Sebring, a lot of my home track here. There you have it. We believe this is qualification, so we're going to go with it. They have just started lap number 2. Lap number 2, this is going to be their first full flying lap. So there's going to be 5 laps in total. And we're going to look for guys like EVR Mead, Drift and Hero, Hurricane's back, GG, so we got all the championship players in here. Also look for, let's see, C-Tom, he's a championship player. And other guys we haven't seen too much of, mechanics, they call me Bubs, Bacon, we've seen him once or twice. So we also got some newer drivers getting their opportunity.
Yeah, I haven't really heard much of They Call Me Bubs since like round 1 or that pre-race show.
Yeah, I mean, we saw him once, I want to say, but other than that, I think he's been a B-Lobby guy this season, maybe just not comfortable with the car. He was great in the hot hatch. He was in A-Lobby every round.
Yeah, right up there.
It's got to be car, I think, because I think he's got the pace. So here we go, coming around T17 is Hurricane and GG Drifting Hero sharing some space there in the Z28s. So it looks like Z28 in 1 through 3. Here we go. We're going to get some first times. And we're going to look at the ticker up at the top. We'll get that for lap times here. So after one lap, our fastest is a 2:17. You got it, Pat. 2:17.2 from EVR Hurricane. Now EVR Hurricane won both rounds at Road Atlanta last week, so he's coming in hot, and he got 2 second places at Sonoma. So he joined late into the season. He has no chance of winning the championship, but he can play spoiler for everyone else. I think given the opportunity, if he's next door and playing door-to-door racing with Mead, the THR guys, Drifting Hero, Mr. Drive, they're not going to like that, but we may see Mead. Are they going to play, you know, teammates here? We'll see. Again, Hurricane, no player in this championship.
Yeah, we haven't really seen them close enough together yet to see what will happen in that situation. The THR guys, we've seen scrapping it together a little bit. But like we said, Mead has kind of been in a league of his own, so he hasn't really had to defend himself too much.
So Mead did put up a 2:17.0, but I don't know if that lap time was clean because we still have best lap as Hurricane.
Gotcha. Well, Hurricane actually was the one posting in the forums earlier saying he was seeing around 2:16s, so keep an eye on him for that time to come down.
So here we go, out of Le Mans onto the Ullman Straight now, and it's 100% throttle. GG and Drifting Hero still side by side. We'll load up to C-Tom, see where he is in his Javelin and the SFM team. Currently 3rd overall is his time after 1 lap through. Mead 6 overall, Hunty 7. So Mead needs some more time, and Mead's the type of guy who takes a little bit to build up in speed, doesn't he? We saw this last week at Road Atlanta. Maybe it's just the CUDA, and that's how it is, but he takes a little bit to get going, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's not flying out of the gates, that's for sure. He kind of builds up to it, and then consistency has kind of been the key to his game, I guess. Not just flat out raw pace from the go. So I think the fact that that's worked for him so far is why we're seeing it here tonight, and I wouldn't be surprised if that means that we can see a strong performance from him once the races get going.
So who we don't have in here is THR Sparky. So he's in a different lobby, also racing. Look who's back. Oh boy, I just realized this. We're going to F4H Diablo as a maybe, so he could be racing tonight. And I also see an LMR Harmonic. That's going to throw a wrench into this, guys, because those guys are very, very fast drivers. The last time we saw them, they both won. So Harmonic won in round number 1 in the first 2 races at Laguna Seca. And then the next week, that was F4H Diablo at Road America. And it was the guys EVR Mead, Sparky, Drifting Hero. They were fighting for that last podium spot. They've both returned for the final race. Again, they're not players in this championship. They've missed too much time, but they can play spoiler. So it's still up for grabs. I mean, we know that Mead's got a gap here as far as points, but it's not at all yet written in stone. So here we go. Lap 4, running out of time now, is EVR Mead. He's got a 2:17.1, which is pretty quick, but it's gonna need to get a little faster than that, I'm thinking. We got him. See, the numbers at the top are. I think those are actually by fastest laps. This gets me every time, but I don't know that he's got a quick, clean lap yet. C-Tom's in 4,
if they do an order on the ticker.
And Mead's in 7, so I don't know that Mead's got a clean one yet. We'll see. Is it going to cross the line here? Watch Mead's time. 2:17.2. So he's 1/10 slower than he was as fast as he's done. He's got it. He's moved up into 4. So here we go. So Mead got a quick clean lap there. That indeed was it. So he just got his first clean lap at 2:17.2. So he's certainly done his job. Hurricane, he's taken back the fastest lap at a 2:17.0 from Drift and Hero.
He almost pulled off a
Hero.
2:17 flat. It was a 2:17.008.
Yeah. Remember last week at Road Atlanta, 1/1000th of a second separated pole, and that was SFM Darkster who stole it away from EVR Hurricane. Hurricane got it on the last lap too. GG's gone wide. That's going to dirty his lap. Where is GG? Let's take a look. Pretty sure he's in the low 2:17s. He's got a Z28 dialed this week. He's 3rd overall. So a 2:17.2 from GG. Drift and Hero, he's currently 2nd overall in time. It's EVR Hurricane coming out again. Can he challenge what could be drivers like Harmonic and F4H Diablo, who I fully expect to be in A-Lobby and up near the top?
Yeah, we'll have to see how many guys are coming out of other lobbies, because, like I said, some guys were saying they were hitting 16s. We're seeing 17s in this lobby, so I gotta imagine there's some other quick times out there as well.
We'll start to look at bubble guys, and we'll start with They Call Me Bubs. We want 2:17s for A-Lobby. We're thinking Bubs 2:20. That's not going to get it done. So that was last lap 2:20, so he's probably in the 2:18s. He needs to find a little more time as They Call Me Bubs. We're thinking high 2:17s, low 2:18s is probably going to be your cutoff if we're taking 16.
Yeah, I was riding on board with Bubs for a little bit there, just because he was somebody that we talked about a lot in the How to Hatch Challenge, so I wanted to see how he was doing. And after riding on board with him, I'm now on with CCGG Racing, and you can tell that there's certain parts of the track where he's just not on par. Hairpin specifically, he's kind of timid coming out of there. Same going into that fast sector after that. So he's probably struggling with these cars, like you said, but overall, a quick racer.
He bettered his time. I believe he's now in the low 2:19s. Now we'll take a look at mechanics. Another driver we haven't seen. He is in, looks to be another Mustang. So mechanics in the Mustang Boss. We don't have too many of those out here in the field. I think THR Sparky comes to mind. Probably your biggest competitor in the Mustang. We'll get a look at mechanics here. And he's in a 2:20.7. His fastest would be a 2:20.5. His mechanics. Hunty, 1981. And they're on their last lap, so here we go. So he's in the Z28. Hunty's got the car of choice, but not getting the night times. He's Hunty, 1981. So 2:17.0 is EVR Hurricane. He's going to be our fastest lap. We'll go to him and see where he is. He should be certainly on the second half of the race, or the track now. That's Mead. Here is Hurricane. They're going to be coming to Le Mans, and then onto the Ulman Straight. It's a tough turn right there. It's one you can easily push wide. It's much easier. Those curbs have been a little bit flattened out, but it certainly can still spoil a lap. Hurricane's kept it clean. Drift and Hero behind him. GG's there. So here we go. T17 Sunset. And we're looking for a 2:17.0. Can he get any faster? Can he break into the 2:16s? Does not look like it. So 2:17.0 is going to hold. Drift and Hero, GG. Behind him, it's going to be Hurricane, who's going to be our fastest lap. Hop to the back of the field and get a look at Bacon, getting a nice slide in there. That's certainly not going to help his time, but he's going for style. His iridescent Bacon in that Dodge. And he's going to be crossing the line. So there it is, qualifications wrapped up. Looks like EDR Hurricane's taking the fastest lap in our lobby, but keep a lookout because we got an LMR Harmonic, we got an F4H Diablo, and we got a THR Sparky out there, and we don't know their times yet. So while the marshals are putting together their times and collecting all of the data and getting ready for 2 races, we're going to take a look back at some of the highlights from Road Atlanta. And Merginator has helped us out once again. If you're not familiar with Merginator, it's youtube.com/Merginator and on Twitter at MERGIANATOR, Merginator. And puts up some great content for us here at YMTV and his own channel. So without further ado, some highlights from last week at Road Atlanta.
Hello, thank you for watching. My name is Merginator. This is the TORA Trans Am US Championship around Road Atlanta, brought to you by YMTV.
Here we go. It's going to be Road Atlanta, 14 laps, 35.5 miles, so total race distance, 2.5 laps, or 2.5 miles per lap, 12 turns. SFM Darkster is going to be your pole, Hurricane just behind him, THR Sparky, Tri-Passing is your top 4. In round 5, we're underway. Down the S's for the first time, that's Chirp Chirp. We ride aboard now in the 862 AMC Javelin. He's going to lose that car. This is going to be Drifting Hero's spot. It is Drifting Hero's going to go around. Gigi's going to go around. Mead's going to get around, and here comes Drive. So a big mistake there from Chirp. It cost him 4 positions. Drifting Hero side by side. Drifting Hero and Tri-Passing. Mead, look at Mead. He's up to 4th. So Mead putting
wow,
in
okay,
early.
so that's what I missed. Now Tri-Passing just got a bump at the last corner. Holy crap, everything is going on.
Now let's
crazy.
Drifting Heroes off. So Drifting Heroes off, no damage, but that was just side by side in turn number 12, and he's off. These are the T2 through T4. Look out for that tire wall on your right. There it is, Mead, so close.
Burning the apex, but then all of a sudden Tri-Passing just pulled a gap, and now Sparky gets through coming down the hill, but he runs wide and is off.
Gigi gonna make a move here. He's gonna try it. Gonna lock up that rear end. And Sparky sticks to his line.
Gigi did not take your advice.
EDR Hurricane from 2nd position. He's going to take the race win and his first win in the TORA Trans Am calendar. Congratulations to EDR Hurricane. Behind him, it's going to be EDR Mead. SFM Darkster's going to get his first podium. But here we go, race number 2. It's going to be EDR locked out front row with Hurricane on the inside, Mead on his outside, Darkster currently in P3 on the inside. To his left is THR Tri-Passing. This is Gigi in the red Z28. In 5th to his right in the Mustang is THR Sparky. And here we go, race number 2. We are off at Road Atlanta.
Drifting Hero and DJ Professor K are battling it out now.
So we got Gigi going off. So Gigi's off. In the chicane, he's outbroke himself. Way down to last. And he's on the comeback trail. Up into 12th. Karts is going to go wide. That means Fastlane's going to get through. So Karts now into 14th place. Approach the hairpin just in case. Drive's going to make a look here. He's going to go way deep. Drive's going to lock up. He's into the gravel.
Safe to say it's not his race.
So Drive makes a huge mistake and just they sit right now after 5 laps. Hurricane, Mead, Darkster, Sparky, Tri-Passing, and then Squirrel. Finish straight and barely survives. It's SFM Darkster, and he's pushing, Pat. He's pushing. You can just see it there.
Pushing too hard,
coming
apparently. Gets sideways on the curb, and that's enough. But apparently, we're running too wide into the S's tonight.
And I think he did, because he is tucked right behind. And there we get a perfect shot from the hood. And Mead's going to go defensive. Sparky's going to go on the racing line. Whoa, Mead makes a move across the track.
Nice job
Sparky
to cut
counters.
back. Great dummy by Sparky.
Into the chicane,
sticking
it's
with him around
Sparky
the
versus
outside.
Mead. A little wide Tri-Passing on the inside. We saw this time last time. And Tri-Passing backed out. Does he back out this time? He does.
He does not.
He does not.
Great job to bully him. I would have said that.
Darkster. Oh no,
Get
a
wide.
mistake. A mistake from Tri-Passing. That's going to go off. He's going to go off. And just like that, the same spot, that left-right chicane has struck again. Darkster's not had a good S's here. Let's see what he does here in turn 5. He's going to miss his apex again, and Driftin' Hero's going to come up on the inside. A good job from Driftin' Hero. Darkster made a mistake coming downhill through the S's, and first on the brakes is Darkster. Driftin' Hero's going to have the apex. What's the speed on the right-hand side? Darkster's on the inside now, uphill through the Road Atlanta footbridge, and they are still side-by-side. They've been side-by-side since turn 7. They surely can't go side-by-side here in turn 12. Driftin' Hero pushes that guy. Now, who's this behind him? This is Trey.
I just noticed that nose.
3 wide. We are 3
Great
wide into turn number 1.
move.
They're still close. That's Hurricane. There's Mead. Where's Sparky? There he is, coming down. 1, 2, 3. EVR Hurricane, your winner here at Road Atlanta. His teammate and championship leader, EVR Mead. He wraps up his race with a 2nd place finish. Behind him is THR Sparky. He battled tonight. He earned this 3rd place. But it surely looks like it's going to be Mead's TORA Trans Am Championship with 1 round remaining. I hope you enjoyed some of that replay and highlights from last week, and I bet it's going to get even more exciting this time at Sebring because the qualification lap times are starting to come in, Pat, and we see it in the chat. Harmonic put up a lap time. We heard Sparky put up a lap time. Hurricane's real close. Mead, I don't know, boy. I don't know. He's got a few cars in front of him, it sounds like.
Yeah, it's certainly not the gap that Sparky needs, but it's a good start, and Mead's going to have his work cut out for him after all.
He sure is. We're still waiting, looks like, on one more lobby. That's going to be the lobby where Diablo and Sparky were in. We heard some rumblings of their times, but
if you refresh the page, it looks like Gatto's in now.
Okay, let's take another look. And so Gatto's in. I still don't see one of the groups, so we're still waiting a little bit more. But Hurricane, from the looks of it, a 2:17.0. Driftin' Hero, a 2:17.0. GG, a 2:17.1. Mead, a 2:17.2. Then you get a pretty decent gap to DRR Roadkill, 2:17.8. Now, think of the typical guys who may be at the back of our lobbies that we've watched this season. C-Tom, Big Ben, those guys put up times of 2:18.1, 2:18.3. So, if that's any indication, if you had hopes of getting into the A lobby today, you better be a low 2:18. I'm talking 2:18.3 or better, 2:18.4 or better. That's what I'm thinking the cutoffs is going to be.
Yeah, so what I'm seeing right now with the preliminary times that are in there is the slowest 2:18 time is making it in, but that's it. And then it goes to 2:19s. So we'll see if that holds.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to hold. Just because I know we've still got, Tri-Pass and did not qualify. So I got a DNQ. It did not qualify for THR Tri-Pass.
I am also
it did not qualify for Mr. Drive. That's championship stakes right there. Because SFM Darkster, where's he? Is he not signed in? So Darkster's out this week as well. So that means, let's get my points up here for a second here. So if Darkster's not racing, if Tripassin's not racing, that means they're locked in. Actually, they wouldn't be locked in at this. They'll be locked in at these numbers here. So Darks will be locked in at 14.22. Tripass will be locked in at 14.29. Cannot do any better because they'll be taking their drop round. So Squirrel, it's got a 14.17. And Squirrel's lowest performance of this season was 276 points. That was at round 2. That was at Road America. So he needs to have a pretty good day. So they actually may be safe. They may be safe.
Bolt, I wouldn't be surprised if they at least get bumped 1 or 2 places. Because you said Pedantic Squirrel's best day was what?
Round 2, 267 points. 276, excuse me. GG, he can jump him. GG's worst round was, looks like, Laguna Seca. And that was a B lobby performance, 268. He certainly looks like he's in A lobby. So he came into the night chasing Darkseer by 5 points and tried passing by 6 points, accounting for drop rounds. So Dark, if GG can find, GG's going to move up. He's going to be in A lobby. He's going to score more points tonight than he did in round 1.
Yeah,
so
I wouldn't be surprised if they hold
moving up
in that order, with Darkseer and Tri-Passing, but they'll probably get bumped down a few slots.
Yeah, I'm thinking GG is going to move up considerably here. Yep. So still no word on qualification results. While we're waiting for that, there is another series that YMTV's covering. We just had the first round this past Sunday, and that is the Volvo STCC Cup, put on by Delta Online Racing. We'll look to get the qualification results up here in a minute. In the meantime, we'll look to get a little bit of action for you for the DOR series coming back this Sunday right here on YMTV. Not. So there it is. Lap times are in. It is official. And we got LMR Harmonic on pole. And just behind him, missed out by a 10th, is THR Sparky. Sparky, guys, is in second place in this championship. Where is Mead? Mead is in 7th, is the Grip Tech Performance 1971 Plymouth Cuda. He's in that blue and white. He put up a 2:17.2. So, the Mustang, we know it's got some grunt. We know it's got some ponies. So the almond straight, some of these longer straights are going to be very important for Sparky tonight. The Cuda, we got 2 of them, Roadkill and Mead. They're going to be side by side in the lobby tonight. Does the Cuda have the ponies to match? So far, doesn't look like it. Mead, 7th in this championship, currently leading Sparky after drop rounds by 9. Big story there. So Sparky coming in very, very fast. What else do you see here for, or you want to go through the rest of the field, Pat, for me?
Yeah, so after Sparky, we got AVR Hurricane sitting in 3rd, Drifting Hero 4th, CCGG Racing 5, F4H Diablo 6, Mead all the way down to 7th, DR Roadkill 8th, TLR Scrub Lord 9th, Pedantic Squirrel 10th, C-Tom 11th, Sandmouse 12th, Big Ben 13th, Insanity Curse 14th, They Call Me Bubs 15th, and DJ Professor K just making the cut, 2:18.7 in 16th.
So maybe I was a little bit ambitious with the low 2:18s. 2:18.7 did get the job done, but that just goes to show you that Sebring, it's a really long track, right? 2:18s just to get around it, 2:16s just to get around it. So the variance in time, 2:16.6 to a 2:18.7, I kind of expected that. Not much different than a track like Laguna Seca. Today is going to be more of a, these times are more indicative of a time like Road America where we had those huge gaps. But yeah, as we've seen it before, the fastest qualification time necessarily doesn't always result in a podium finish. Think back to Darkster last week. Here's a guy who came into pole and barely hung on and got 3rd in the first race, and in the second race was in 5th. So you got to have race pace to match.
Yeah, and also it's interesting that you mentioned that, because last week turn 1 kind of reminds me of turn 1 here, only in reverse a bit. You can kind of get pushed out wide if you're on the outside, not really make it. It's flatter than at Road Atlanta, but still a tricky one that can get you caught out if you're not careful, and that can end your race really, really quickly.
See a few new names in here today. TLR Scrub Lord, I know TLR Law, I might be teammates with him. So TLR Scrub Lord racing for AX4X Lightning, and he's in a Firebird. We haven't seen too many of those, not since Harmonic. Obviously Harmonic's in a Firebird and he's on pole. So TLR Scrub Lord looking down here, Sandmouse, we know we've seen him in the standings, but I don't know if we've seen much of him in A-Lobby racing. And then
I think this is the first time.
Yeah, first time for me, I'm thinking too. And DJ, like you said, barely snuck in there, but he's in. So a few new names to mix it up here with some of the championship contenders. And of course, Harmonic, Diablo, they're back. And
oh, right.
Ready to play spoiler.
Big Ben just said Scrub Lord is Haiti T. I forgot that.
Ah.
I think you mentioned that at the beginning of the series, they changed his name.
Did I? Okay, so Haiti T's raced under a few names. And one name I remember in particular, we couldn't say on YMTV, or I didn't feel comfortable. In fact, I don't remember what it was. It was something like... it was something to do with male genitalia. That's all I remember. And he changed some words around or something. I don't know. But he got it by us for a few hours. Oh, I remember what it was. It was Rapey Dave. Rapey Dave. And I called Rapey Dave, or I said, like, Ray... I don't know what I was saying, but I said it for like 2 hours.
So he pulled like a
on a
10-hour stream on you?
Yeah, he pulled a Seymour Butts on me. And Alie and I, we were calling him, and at one point, it was like 2 hours into the Petite Le Mans, we realized, that's Rapey Dave. That's what that means. But TLR Scrub Lord, Haiti T, he was one guy we know very well, especially last season at the Hot Hatch.
There it is. He just put it in the chat. Ray P. Dave.
Yeah, Ray P. Dave. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. So, yeah, we know him well. Second place in the championship at the Hot Hatch Challenge. Coming back for a little fun tonight. here at Sebring in the Trans Am Series. So TORA has not announced their next Thursday night series. Look out in the forums for that, theonlineracingassociation.com, probably pretty soon. I know with the holidays coming up, it could get a little difficult with scheduling, so I don't know if they'll wait to the new year or what, or maybe just have an abbreviated season, but look out for that. Should be coming up soon. YMTV, again, will be at Magello on Sunday. It's going to be myself and Ajax for the Delta Online Racing Volvo Cup, and that'll be fun. So if you're not signed up there, go on over and get yourself signed up. We are moments away from race start here. So race number 1 just about to get underway. Look out for LMR Harmonic, On Pole, Sparky, Hurricane, Driftin' Hero, CC, GG Racing, Diablo, Mead, Roadkill, TLR Scrub Lord, aka Rapey Dave, and Pedantic Squirrel rounding out your top 10. So the format, just want to remind the viewers, Pat, how our race start works.
Yeah, so this first lap, you're going to see it's not going to count. Drivers will be going offline dirty in it. This is just the formation lap. And then after that, we're going to have them come across the line, and as soon as each row hits the line, they can go. It's not just when the first car goes.
So there's a good look at LMR Harmonic in the Firebird. And he's going to be your pole sitter behind him, Mustang. In the yellow with the black racing stripe, that is THR Sparky.
I think
look out for him.
Car is a missed opportunity. If he had put those colors in reverse, he could have had Barney.
Hey, it's true. It's true. He likes that green and purple, though. So there's THR Sparky in the Mustang. Let's get EVR Hurricane. We saw him. He was our pole sitter in our lobby, and he's brought back that paint that he won. Got him 2 race wins last week at Road Atlanta. He's in the Z28. Drifting Hero currently in 4th, or he'll start his race in 4th. He's also in the Z28, number 97. Behind him is GG in the red Z28, number 367, warming up the rear tires there. Behind him is F4H Diablo in the mellow yellow, Mead in the Cuda, and he is your championship leader, and he's your driver to watch out for today in the 212 Plymouth Cuda. He'll start his race in 7th. DRR Roadkill from the Off the Track broadcast squad. He's starting in 8th. And he's guy had a drop earlier in the season. He races from the other side of the world, so hopefully his internet holds up today. DRR Roadkill. And it's TLR Scrublord, aka Haiti T. And he'll be in 9th overall, and Haiti T is in the Z28, did I see that right? Firebird, that's a Firebird, so yeah. Pedantic Squirrel. Seen him before, C-Tom in the SFM team. Sandmouse, Big Ben, Insanity Cursed, They Call Me Bubs, and DJ rounding out your field.
So as I come around this last turn, I'll ride on board with EVR Mead just so we can keep an eye on him throughout the start, see how he does.
So here we go, coming around T17, 17 turns today, 10 laps, 37 miles. Look out for Haiti T starting in 7th position. Your pole is going to be Harmonic Sparky. Then the second row, Hurricane, Drifting Hero, GG to Diablo. And here we go, ready to cross the line, and we are underway here at Sebring International Raceway for the TORA Trans Am Series. It's the final round. GG's going to slide over into the racing line. Diablo's going to give him the space. Diablo's going to come back, and now he's going to have the inside here. Nothing's changed up front. Hurricane and Drifting Hero side by side, and it's still Harmonic to Sparky. Diablo gives a little bump to GG. GG's going to lose out on a couple of spots there. DG's going to hit off Roadkill. Oh, Roadkill cutting some grass now. Roadkill cuts back across the track. No casualties there, but that could have been disastrous. Wow.
So Drifting Hero's contact with GG was just enough to get Mead up 1 position into 6th. So he's now hunting down Diablo.
drop back one spot. Mead coming down into the hairpin. And Diablo not liking racing on all this traffic. Drifting Hero and Mead, two guys fighting for championship spots. Right now, we ride aboard EVR Mead. He's up one spot. Behind him is GG down 2 spots after a little contact with Diablo and Drifting Hero, or Diablo and Mead likely. So Drifting Hero's going to go wide. Diablo's going to have here. He's going to be able to respond. No, not the best place to make a pass, but coming up on Tower now. And it's right hand, you want a good exit. And this is still Mead. Now look, Diablo and Drifting Hero going side by side now in a very high-speed section of this course. Diablo's going to be hanging on. And Drifting Hero's going to have to be first on his brakes.
Yeah, that's one place where the outside line works well for you just because of the chicane that's coming up after it.
Mead gives Drifting Hero a bump. And now we are on to the Omen Straight. So your order, Pat, run us through quickly.
Yeah, so up in first place, we got LMR Harmonic, THR Sparky, EVR Hurricane in third, then a bit of ways back, we got F4H Diablo in fourth, Drifting Hero 5, EVR Mead behind him in 6, CCGG Racing 7, TLR Scrublord 8th, Pedantic Squirrel 9, DR Roadkill 10th, and C-Tom 11, Big Ben 12th, Sandy Curse 13, DJ Professor K 14, Sandmouse 15, and They Call Me Bubs rounded out in 16.
So look at EVR Hurricane and looking threatening to THR Sparky in that yellow Mustang. So it is a Firebird Mustang and then a Z28 here in your top 3 behind. Just off in the distance is Diablo, and Diablo is in a Camaro Z28 as well in that mellow yellow. So the top 3 here seem to be separating themselves. Diablo had some trouble with traffic, but he's made his way through. Started the race in 6th. He's up 2 spots into 4th, but he wants to come back up with this pack here.
Yeah, there seems to be 2 packs
a little
at the
deep
front.
there.
Diablo's kind of floating in between the 2 of them right now.
And give him time. He'll be up here. I probably imagine in by 1 lap's time we will see. So keep an eye on that. He's already starting to pull away from 5th a little bit.
Mead making a look down the inside on Drifting Hero. Might overcook down the brakes, giving Drifting Hero a chance to cut back on the outside, but Mead still holds on. Good move up into 5th.
So this is Drifting Hero now, looking ahead to EVR Mead. Mead now in 5th position. So if it stays like this, the gap for that championship, Mead, I know we're early, guys, but this would narrow that gap from 9 down to 5 points between Sparky and Mead. So Sparky likes this. Sparky desperately needs to hold on to that 2nd place with Hurricane right behind him. And if he can get in front of Harmonic, great. But Mead doing just enough now, currently leads this championship by 9 points, including drop rounds. If it stays like this, that will be 5 points.
Yeah, I doubt he's thinking about that right now. I imagine he's just trying to keep his head forward and not think about Drifting Hero behind him and keep his eyes on F4H Diablo ahead.
Drifting Hero, no slouch. He's had a couple of podiums this season and currently sitting in 6th place. And he's in the right car. The Z28's been strong all season. Let's find out where else we can see some action. Let's get a map up here and take a look. There does seem to be some cars behind. We'll go to 10. It's going to be a roadkill. And it looks like Haiti T and Gigi getting really
Yeah, I was on
close.
board with Haiti T for a little bit, and he hadn't been catching up, but now it looks like that gap finally shrunk a bit.
So Gigi now coming down to the hairpin. Goes a little mid-track. Gigi late on brakes. He managed to hold on to that car, and TLR Scrublord is right behind him. This is TLR Scrublord on screen right now, looking ahead to Gigi, and behind them is Squirrel.
TORA Roadkill just snuck up the inside of Squirrel. I was riding on board with Squirrel trying to see that battle from behind, and all of a sudden, Roadkill dove down the inside out of nowhere, up into ninth place. Andy, you with me?
Oh, I'm sorry, I muted myself. So, riding aboard right now, TLR Scrub Lord, looking ahead to GG, and I was saying to myself, that Firebird doesn't look like it's got enough on the straights. So if he's going to make a move, it's going to be in the corners.
Gotcha, yeah,
just pull away
that
a little
seems
bit.
to be the case.
But here we go. GG showed him something, but Scrub Lord did not take the bait. And this is the battle for 7th position. Scrub Lord, not a player in this championship, just looking to play spoiler. GG wants a good night tonight. Made it into A lobby. He's certainly going to move up this order because he had a B lobby at one point this season, so that's going to be his drop round. So GG wants a good race tonight. He's hoping to jump some people in the championship standings. Think Drift and Hero, Darkser and Tri-Passing are guys he may have a chance to jump. So GG now suddenly starting to find that car together and pulling a little space and pull a little gap on Scrub Lord.
Yeah, this seems
move
to be
and find something else
what it
here.
was earlier. I guess Haiti just kind of wound up the pressure a bit for a few laps, and now is kind of sitting back and relaxing. But GG actually just went off, coming into, where is that? Turn 13, I believe.
Boy, as soon as I moved off GG, we missed it there. So GG makes a mistake. Pat saw it, and then Scrub Lord gets around. Now Roadkill and Squirrel are right behind him. So let me go back down. We'll go to C-Tom. I'll go to Squirrel. Squirrel had a 6th place at Road Atlanta last week. So he's got back into A lobby tonight and currently sitting in 10th. This is Roadkill right here. Excuse me, Squirrel. Dantic Squirrel currently in 10th. We'll jump up one spot right now. DRR Roadkill looking ahead to GG. And as they're coming down the start-finish straight, that's pit road on your right. And turn 1. Very, very bumpy turn, especially in these cars. It's going to be very, very difficult to hold on, get a good line.
I keep checking in up front to see if there's any change in the situation, but it seems like Diablo is still kind of floating in between, not quite up with the top 3 guys yet, and Mead is still just a bit behind him, not close enough to mount an attack.
So everyone's been pretty polite here, Pat. I mean, I haven't seen a lot of action like we saw last week at Road Atlanta. This one's sort of spread out a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's kind of the nature of Sebring, the flat track. You can't really bump shoulders the way you will at, like, say, a track like Road Atlanta where you're leaning on each other coming down the hill. You kind of have to be more civil just because you can't really throw the car around on these corners. They're just level.
So this is the back of the pack. We'll move up to the front and see if it's any closer or any different. EVR Hurricane still looking ahead to THR Sparky, and believe it or not, your fastest lap isn't these 3 guys. It isn't Diablo. It's actually EVR Mead. So EVR
and that
Mead
doesn't surprise me that you
fastest
said
lap.
that, because he's kind of, as you said, let's see how this gap is, started closing in on F4H Diablo a bit, Diablo's been locking up a bit into some of the slower speed corners, and Mead has been really pushing where his car is quick. Right, particularly in that middle section, the mid-speed corners, he seems to be doing pretty well.
We're back. Nothing. Didn't miss anything too much, I hope.
What happened this time?
My batteries died. That's all right.
Nice. That's a normal technical glitch. Instead of these 21st century things where we can mute our mics.
When we left off, it was me with the fastest lap. It's now Sparky with a 2:16.7. So Sparky, currently in second place, catching some draft there from LMR Harmonic. He's got now the fastest lap with a 2:16.7. Harmonic, Sparky, Hurricane. Now, folks, again, if it stays like this, that gap to Sparky, Mead to Sparky in this championship will narrow from 9 points to 5 points. Still possible. Still possible in race number 2. So this is race number 1. We'll have one more race to do it. Sparky doing what he needs to do as far as narrowing that gap. He had a great opportunity last week at Road Atlanta, and Mead had a great week. Sparky didn't get enough done. He had a podium there. He got 3rd place in race number 2. But in my opinion, he left a few more points out there. But this is his opportunity to get back. So Harmonic, Sparky, and this is EVR Hurricane. We'll drop back 2 spots. We'll take a look at EVR Mead and see where he is in comparison to F4H Diablo. And there's a challenge here. There is certainly a challenge. We just see it. Diablo goes a little wide there, misses his apex, and Mead is threatening. So Mead needs this. He wants this spot, even though it's just 1. It is another championship point. In each point, successive position is 1 more successive point.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, Sparky's done everything that he can, so Mead has to do everything he can to make sure that Sparky has to do even more.
So here we go. Here comes Mead now on the Ullman Straight. He's going to be on the inside. F4H Diablo in the number 29, Mellow Yellow, Z28 on his outside. This is Kuda versus Z28 into T17. And Diablo's going to be first on his brakes. And holding that inside line is EVR Mead. And he's got the job done. Diablo's almost going to touch that wall. Diablo has to lift off. And he barely hangs on. EVR Mead now makes a pass into 4th place. So a good job there from EVR Mead.
Yeah, Diablo got up on the curves a bit coming out of Le Mans, and that was enough to slow him down, but EVR Mead did a good job forcing his way through and holding that inside line in the final corner.
And Diablo didn't want to spoil a championship leaders race. He's here having fun tonight and knows what's at stake for some of these guys, I bet. So maybe being first on brakes, maybe lifting and seeing that opportunity, he probably thought better of it. He's going to give it another chance. Diablo's a racer, and I fully expect him to do that. But that wasn't the right place, and he probably knew that, so a good job from him. So Diablo now braking at that 300 board marker. Under brakes, maybe want to brake a little early, goes a little deep there. Into the hairpin, and back on that throttle. So F4H Diablo chasing down EVR Mead. Get a map up and see if we can find some more action. Looks like...
Checking back in with GG to see if there's anything with him and Scrublord, but nothing yet.
So this is DRR Roadkill looking ahead to GG. GG made a mistake a few laps ago and allowed Scrublord to get through. So this is DRR Roadkill. Ahead is GG, and just in front of GG is TLR Scrublord making his first appearance in the TORA Trans Am Series. And Scrublord's moved up 2 spots from where he started. So a good job from him coming out here.
Yeah, absolutely. He made some moves early on. Good stuff. I think that seems to be what Sebring's going to offer, is a lot of action early on in the race, and then people kind of settle in the middle stages. I wouldn't be surprised, though, if we see like a bit of a push towards the final lap.
That's a good point. I've actually moved back to 11th spot now. It's C-Tom in a battle with Pedantic Squirrel. It is Javelin versus Javelin. The SFM team and Squirrel racing for AX4X Thunderbolt. And Squirrel almost loses that car. Breaks grip in those
That's the
rear
second
tires.
time we've seen Squirrel going off tonight, or at least the second time I've seen him going off. I hopped on board with him one time and he was in the grass.
And the bumps almost struck Pedantic Squirrel. C-Tom's got a good run here. Has he got enough to make a move into the hairpin? Does not look like it. They're underneath the Mobile One footbridge. And C-Tom's gonna take a look, but it's not ready quite yet. So C-Tom tucks
But
back
if he
in.
gets a good run, it might be at the next one. You've got a heavy braking zone coming up.
So again, this is C-Tom, and we are in race number 1 here, lap 9. There was a warm-up lap, so technically it is a 10-lap race. But we'll be racing to the finish here. And Pedantic Squirrel versus C-Tom. C-Tom in the orange, Pedantic Squirrel in that purple. Javelin in a battle for that top 10 spot. We're going to move back up the order as this one seems to have flattened out a little bit here. We'll go to EVR Meet, our championship leader. Is the top 3 within sight? And they are. But, a bit of a gap there.
Hurricane now is closing the gap to Diablo, so I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to, again, push a little bit harder on that final lap just to see if he can get up there. Because Diablo, like we said, is not in this championship.
So, yeah, someone's caught up to, it's Driftin' Hero now. So Driftin' Hero is looking ahead to F4H Diablo. This is Z28 versus Z28, and they're crossing the start-finish. 7 miles remaining. Diablo's going to lock up just a bit there, and that's going to allow Driftin' Hero to make up some room. From Diablo having a little trouble here. You can see that Z28 just squirming a little bit, huh?
Yeah, I noticed that earlier when Mead was pressuring him. I'm not sure if it's just the tune that he has, kind of has that car on a knife's edge, but when he's braking as late as he can, it seems that he kind of gets a little squirmy.
Yeah, and even first on throttle, too, when he first gets on it. So here comes Driftin' Hero on the inside. He's going to make a late brake move. No. But Diablo now suddenly has got a lot of Driftin' Hero right behind him. It is still Harmonic, Sparky, Hurricane. Then you get to EVR Mead. This is the battle for 5th, F4H Diablo versus Driftin' Hero. And behind, it's a few seconds till you get to 6th place. But the gap from EVR Mead to EVR Hurricane, his teammate, is nearly 6 seconds. So a good gap there from 3rd to 4th.
Yeah, we've kind of seen that steadily grow throughout the race, but it was a bit distinctive early on that the top 3 were cut above.
And this is probably one of our best battles here. Diablo still struggling with that
really
Z28.
struggling.
And he gets a good apex there, and I think he's done enough to hold on. I don't know if Driftin' Hero is going to have an opportunity here in the Sunset Bend. But you got to know he's going to give it a try here at some point in this last lap.
If Diablo is really struggling the way it looks, I wouldn't be surprised if there's an opportunity here.
Man, Diablo is pushing. He is pushing indeed. But we will stay on here certainly through turn number 1. We know Diablo has trouble in sector number 1 where it starts to get technical. Drifting Hero's going to make a move on the inside. He lifts.
Nice job by Diablo to come across and close the door so that Drifting Hero had to back off.
Oh no. We might be losing someone. We might be losing someone. It's Sparky. Sparky's out. So Harmonic,
that's
Hurricane,
huge.
so Sparky has disconnected. That is huge. Huge championship implications. You might as well write it in pen now. This is now all about EVR Mead. So it doesn't even get an opportunity to THR Sparky. It is a disconnect on the last lap.
You gotta feel for him. He did literally everything that he could in his power.
Yeah, ouch. That one hurt indeed. So if you're just joining us, big news right here on the last lap. In race number 1, THR Sparky disconnects from second place. He was narrowing that gap for the championship. He had it down to 5 points, the EVR Mead, and it was all ready for a final showdown in race number 2 and in the final race, but that is now old and forgotten. So EVR Mead is certainly going to be your championship winner at this point. You can call it. So this is still Diablo versus Drifting Hero. These two have not given up. So Diablo is all over the track. There is no racing line from Diablo. This is just racecraft. He is going left to right here.
At this point, Drifting Hero has the pace, and Diablo is just trying to make that car as wide as possible so that there's nowhere he can get by.
It's not about pace. It's about one more turn. Turn number 17. Here we go. Diablo was way defensive. I realize this is the last lap. We're going to get the leader. We'll see what happens here. It is Diablo in 4th, Drifting Hero in 5th. Is there going to be a cutback? And Drifting Hero's going a little wide. I got to go up to our
looks
leader.
Like he's going to try to stick the outside.
The line. It looks like Diablo's going to hold on to it. But it's going to be EVR Hurricane who's going to take our race number 1. Wait a second. Wait a second. Mead crosses the line in 1st. So shenanigans here, not needed. A little bit of teamwork.
What, we got Ferrari stuff going on here?
So yes, this was certainly a little bit of politics going on. Where's Harmonic? Yeah, and Forza's gone Forza. So where's Harmonic? Did Harmonic?
So no, I have Harmonic in 1st.
Harmonic's in 1st. Okay.
And
Mead in 2nd.
5 seconds later, Mead crossed the line. Yep. Sorry, no.
So Hurricane hits the brakes, and we thought it might happen, but that was obvious that Hurricane hit the brakes. Lets Mead take it. Maybe Hurricane must have known that Sparky disconnected because it happened right in front of him.
Yeah.
So it's
at this point,
it's not like Hurricane needed to do that. All it really did was just widen the gap at this point, but it's done. I mean, it's EVR Mead's championship. Race number 2 is going to be for fun now at this point. So I want to race to the finish. I don't want no more politics, guys. That's over. I want Sparky to come back. Hopefully he comes back. Not just because I'm saying that because he's my teammate. I want him to mix it up.
Yeah, no, that's
so fast,
that's just an awful situation. Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't put a foot out of line. He was up there and literally 1 lap from the end.
So it was Diablo who did hold off Drifting Hero in turn 17. I know we skipped up ahead and didn't quite see that move all the way through, but Diablo did hold off Drifting Hero. I think it's going to be a clean race. What you guys see on screen now is probably going to be your final results. I didn't see enough really incidents there for marshals or any steward inquiries. I could be wrong. We didn't have eyes everywhere, but from what we saw, I would say that was an overall clean race. Would you say, Pat?
Yeah, I saw a few bumps here and there on the first lap, but nothing that would warrant any action, I don't think.
So, Mead now, might as well do the math, but we don't really have to. Mead got 2nd place. That's going to earn him 149 points. Sparky, don't know exactly how it works with the DNF. I believe he just gets 0 points.
Yeah, I think so.
Drive is not racing today. Drift and Hero finished. Where did Drift and Hero finish? 5th. So he got 145 points, and he's chasing Drive. So they came into tonight tied at 1,169 points. So certainly Drift and Hero is doing enough. Now, Drift and Hero, his worst performance, let's see here. Drift and Hero was round 3 at Watkins Glen. He needs to score more than 284 points. If he scores more than 284 points tonight, he will pass Mr. Drive in the lead for 3rd. And so far, I think he's going to do it. So let's see here. Yeah, so I mean, if he gets 5th place again. Actually, no, he can do worse than that. He can get.
I was gonna say, yeah, because you said Drive's not running tonight, right?
Drive's not running. So all he needs to do is get 10th place or better, and Drift and Hero will take 3rd place in this championship because Drive did not sign up or sign in for this week. So Drift and Hero 10th place or better, and he'll take 3rd place. But it's certainly going to be Mead taking the championship, and Mr. Drive not racing. He can't catch up to Sparky. Drift and Hero would have to have one hell of a night here in race number 2, and Sparky would have to have the opposite, and then I don't even know if it's still possible, but it does look like our championship's probably going to be settled. EVR Mead, THR Sparky, Drift and Hero.
Yeah, definitely not the way we were expecting it to end.
So we're waiting on, let's see, is Sparky coming back here? Let's take a look. And THR Sparky is back in the lobby. So he's coming back. He's going to end this season. Hopefully a lot better than race number 1 went. Dino asking if the Javelin is outmatched. Wow, well, if you asked me that question after the first 2 rounds, I would have said absolutely not. We saw an A lobby full of Javelins and a full of Z28s, but not necessarily the case. And what happened during this season that made that change? We saw so many Javelins, but what happened, Pat? Why aren't the Javelins as strong as they used to be?
Some balanced performance changes to sort that out once everybody realized that the Javelin was the car of choice. And now, I wouldn't say that it's outmatched, but it's definitely not the most consistent and easy to handle of the cars. Sonoma was the first round out where we really saw guys struggling to put the power down there. People understeering because they weren't confident leaning on the car into corners, high-speed corners. So it's not the slowest car, but it's a difficult one.
No, certainly not the slowest car. We do have a handful of them in here in A lobby, and we've continued to see them after the BOP adjustments were made in round number 4. But you're right, it wasn't the same car. And suddenly the Z28 started to shine. Both the Z28 I consider a very grip car of the field. The Javelin was the well-rounded car of the bunch, and suddenly the Javelin went from... Suddenly this thing's a little bit of a tricky car to drive. I think a lot closer to how the Mustang starts to drive, where it's got a little active rear end, and it's just not a hammer-down car like I would say the Firebird is, or the Z28.
Yeah,
we're minutes away from race number 2, guys. Minutes away.
I haven't really seen anything that kind of indicates the Mustang was a strong choice, but Sparky definitely made it work. Unfortunately, the results tonight don't show that, but he kind of made the unpopular car look like the smart choice, and everybody else should have picked it, but that didn't seem to be the case. So I guess everybody decided that only one person could make it work.
So if you guys are just joining us, welcome to YMTV. This is the Online Racing Association, or TORA's Trans Am. It's a weekly series that's going to be wrapping up tonight. Sadly, it's been a great championship. We are one race away from our season ending. My name is Flip Mode. Alongside me is Pat McAsee. And this race number 2, is going to be, I guess, say, a perfect way to end our season. It's going to be a fun race here. It's going to be a just one for messing around. I think we lost some video feed here. We'll go to that.
Yep,
so
I'm seeing black.
Yeah. So this race number 2 is simply just going to be for having a good time. It's going to be Mead who's going to be our championship winner. He did enough in race number 1. Sparky had a disconnect in race number, or on lap 11, which basically handed the championship off to Mead. So it's all but settled here as far as the top 3. Everyone else, though, behind them, 4 through 10, there's still championship positions to be battled out here. And most notably, Driftin' Hero, he can pass Mr. Drive and take 3rd in the championship with a 10th place or better. So Driftin' Hero's got a little work to do. Look out for him.
I think one guy to keep an eye on from the start would definitely be Diablo now, because we saw what he did in race 1. Now he's starting from a better position, so if he can push early, we might be able to see some good stuff from him, because he clearly wasn't willing to give up positions easily.
So here was our race 1 winner. On screen is LMR Harmonic. He's just come off the Forza Racing Championship. A long calendar, and he's coming out here to race for some fun. Behind him is EVR Mead in 2nd place in your championship in that CUDA. He switched up his color scheme. Behind him is EVR Hurricane, his teammate, who hit the brakes and let his teammate take 2nd place. Wasn't needed, but that championship was pretty much sewed up after Sparky DNF'd. Diablo is going to be in 4th. And it's going to be Driftin' Hero here, the number 97. Trans Am needs 10th or better. Behind him is GG TLR Scrublord. Look out for him. Him and GG were very close for the first 5 laps of the 10-lap race.
Yeah, there were a few times throughout that race that they were close and looked like they were about to battle it out.
This is DRR Roadkill, looking from the nose of his Plymouth CUDA. As the guys are warming up their tires, getting them to temp, testing the brakes, making sure they're nice and ready. And just one more turn remaining, and then we will get race number 2 underway. It'll be a 2x2 grid. And we will start our race on Driftin' Hero in 5th place. Get a good look at the field as they're all lined up, coming around T17 Sunset at a smooth 60 miles an hour. So here we go. It's going to be our last and final race for the TORA Trans Am Series. LMR Harmonic, your race winner, will start on pole and on the inside in the Trans Am green and purple. On his outside, your championship winner, EVR Mead. In 3rd, EVR Hurricane in the Z28. Beside him is F4H Diablo, also in the Z28. This is Driftin' Hero in the yellow and silver. He switched it from the Bumblebee. Beside him on his right is GG. And we are underway, headed down to turn number 1. Driftin' Hero making a move early here, maybe onto Diablo. Diablo's going to hold on to that. Hurricane finds himself in the middle now. We were still unchanged now. Harmonic, Mead, Hurricane, Diablo to Driftin' Hero in contact. We got some contact. It's an accordion of cars.
Chaos at the back. Pedantic Squirrel got bumped out by Insanity Cursed, and C-Tom got taken out in the mix as well. But before that, in turn 1, Pedantic Squirrel got right into the back of what's ADT's name now? Sluglord?
Scrublord.
Scrublord. got into his rear quarter panel in turn 1 a little bit too aggressive. Didn't have a place being there. THR Sparky now up in the mix, making his way past Pedantic Squirrel now for P12.
So looking it up ahead, Bubs is up 4 spots. So you're right, something's happened to Squirrel. It's not had a good first lap. Diablo's made the move now. He's holding on to 4th. Hurricane's going to go wide. He's going to get that car back on track. Mead's going to go deep now. So Mead in 2nd place goes deep. So Hurricane's right behind him. And this is going to be a race. I don't think there's no championship points at stake. So we're going to go hard to the line now. We're going to move up 2 spots. We will go to Hurricane in 3rd place and get a look from both front and back. And there's Diablo and Drifting Hero in 5th. And then Harmonic and Mead just in front of him. And they will go single file into the Elman Straight.
Diablo's off on the grass. That's enough for Drifting Hero to get alongside, and he's going to get by him, take P4. So that last corner has been Drifting Hero's Achilles heel. That's where we saw him make a mistake last race.
So Drifting Hero couldn't make the move on that last lap in race number 1 at T17. He gave it a try, but didn't have enough. But this time, better luck as Diablo goes wide, loses some momentum, and Drifting Hero's going to move into 4th. And Drifting Hero so far looks pretty good. He's going to take 3rd overall in this championship if it were to end now. But no, he's still got 7 more laps. Eight more laps, excuse me. So let's move back a few spots. I think I see Gigi. He's in the mix again. We'll go to Roadkill, actually.
Yeah, I was looking on Roadkill, but it looks like there's a bit of a gap between the two of them, so I'm trying to find something else further back the field.
This is DRA Roadkill looking back to Gigi. We're going to game camera. Go back to Scrub Lord, excuse me. And Gigi's up in front of him. Roadkill. Here comes Scrub Lord almost on the inside. Man, look at all those cars. Let's go back a few spots. Go to Cursed in 10th. I'm going to go to Bubs, actually. I should go to Sparky.
So I'm 1 behind you. I was just going to say I'm 1 behind you. I'm riding with Sparky to see how he's doing, because I was on with Bubs, and then coming into the hairpin, all of a sudden Sparky came flying along the left side. Was not ready for Bubs to be braking. Almost had to avoid a collision. He's clearly working his way through the pack hard.
So this is THR Sparky in the yellow Ford Mustang Boss, currently in 12th. He was in 2nd place and disconnected in race number 1 and had championship aspirations coming in tonight. It was possible, but after the DNF, that was done and over today. Now it's just a race for pride, and he's trying to carve his way through this pack. Started in 16th place, now in 12th. Looking up on the inside of They Call Me Bubs. Not the best place to do it, because now behind him is going to be Squirrel, and Squirrel's going to get a better run. Squirrel's going to get into the draft. Yeah, you can see
Sparky was just getting impatient and wanted to get by Bubs.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you said, definitely not a place for it.
Here we go now, coming to the sunset. And Sparky under brakes. Bubs just in front of him in the Javelin. In front of Bubs is Cursed in a Firebird. Here we go, side by side into turn 1. Bubs on the inside, Sparky on the outside. There's going to be a cutback here. Bubs is going to go a little bit wide, and Sparky's going to show his nose. And here we go into turn number 2 now. I think Sparky's got this move done. He's going to be in the inside here. Can he hold it? No, he cannot. Bubs is going to hold on to that and cut back. And we got Ben off. So Ben in the Challenger, he's going off. That's going to give Sparky 1 more spot.
So I'm not sure if it's the lack of grip, like you mentioned with the Mustang, or what, but it seemed like Sparky really didn't he let Bubs in there where he didn't really have to. I felt like he could have forced him out more. We've seen that from him at other rounds where he's driven a bit more aggressive, but now he gets bumper behind. Who was that? Was that Big Ben that gave him a bump, or that was Squirrel?
Yeah, I don't know if it was Ben was the cause of it, but Ben was certainly the last car to touch Sparky. And Sparky goes and spun off at the hairpin.
Yeah, whoever it was, either, I imagine, locked up or just was not prepared to stop in time.
Yeah, so it looked like Ben was the car to touch Sparky, but there was obviously could have been any one of these combination of drivers here. C-Tom, Ben, DJ.
Yeah, they're all so
there's
tight.
another Javelin up there. So it could have been any one of them. Sandmouse. So Ben having a tough here, lap number 3. Not the best of Ben. He's gone off twice, made contact with Sparky. Sandmouse is going to cut that corner. He's going to lose some speed. Now comes Ben, hard under brakes. Onto the inside, a good move and a dive from Ben to take back 14th. DJ and Ben teammates. And they are both in the Challenger. This is Challenger versus Challengers. Maybe they aren't on the same team. They are not. This is Lightning versus Thunderbolt. Lightning, AX4X, Lightning, and representing the AX4X Thunderbolt team is DJ. So let's go up to our leaders. Let's see if we can find anything else. We don't want to miss too much going on up there.
Drifting Hero's making a move on Harmonic into turn 1. Harmonic does a good job to fight back around the outside, though.
So Mead now has made a move for the lead. Mead is in the first place.
Yeah, don't know when that happened.
So a change in lap number 4 in the lead. Mead now in front of Harmonic.
I think what we've seen from this series is you put him at the front of the grid and he's going to make a race win out of it.
I'm gonna go one more. Sorry for all the switching here, guys. Go to Diablo in 4th. Here we go. Diablo in 4th. Drifting Hero. LMR Harmonic in 2nd. EVR Mead now in 1st place in your championship leader. He was handed 2nd place from his teammate EVR Hurricane. And I wonder if Harmonic did the same thing and let Mead through. But here we go. Drifting Hero is going to be battling Harmonic. Harmonic not having as much luck and not quite the same pace as he was in race number 1. Came into tonight on pole. And again, we've gone to the dark loading screen.
Yep. Who shall it be this time? Looks like it was Sparky again, if I'm not mistaken.
And we're back at the loading screen.
Oh.
A reminder again, folks, no matter who it is, it's still Mead's championship. Mead's still in the lobby. Harmonic, Drifting Hero, they're all here. We'll get a look at who it might have been. It's Ben,
Sparky and Big
Sparky.
Ben.
Yep. So Drifting Hero versus F4H Diablo. They paired off this way in race number 1. They've done it again here in race number 2. A good battle between these two. Forza veterans and TORA veterans. And look out, this is Gigi behind him now. So Gigi's there, Hurricane's there. So this race number 2 is giving us a little more action than race number 1, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially up at the front. So the top 3 guys settle in last time within a few laps, but that certainly hasn't been the case here.
So now I'm on EVR Hurricane, looking ahead to Gigi. Now they're gonna go. He's gonna go side by side with Gigi into turn number 2. Will be the pass for 5th. Still going side by side now. And it's certainly going to be Hurricane. A good move is going to be Gigi on the inside, though, as they're coming around Gurney Bend. And looking at the hairpin turn number 7. Drifting Hero is going to be on the inside for Diablo. Onto the brakes now. Gigi, can he hold on to it? He can. So good racing here. 3 through 6. Drifting Hero, Diablo, Gigi, and EVR Hurricane. Roadkill not too far behind. Hurricane's going to lock up. He's going to make contact with Gigi. And then Gigi then hits Diablo. No change of position, though. Gigi makes contact with Diablo. That's a touch. That is a
Yeah,
touch.
that one he
Harkin's
did on
going to
his
make
own.
two spots there. So GG hits Diablo and only costs himself time. Diablo loses out on a spot, and then Hurricane moves up 2. And it's gotten worse for GG now. Roadkill's right there. Scrublord's right there. So Roadkill's off. Roadkill's going to go wide. Now GG and Scrublord pair off. They come down Ullman. And we are on lap number 5, halfway through this race. And after 5 laps, it is EBR Mead, and likely your championship winner. LMR Harmonic in second, Driftin' Hero in third, EBR Hurricane, F4H Diablo, GG, and then TLR Scrublord. And that's who we are watching now, GG versus Scrublord. Look out for Bubs there in 8th. Roadkill back on the charge. Is he on the inside of Insanity Curse? We'll move back to 10th. Take a look. Oh, it's another touch. Wow. And we've lost another driver. That's damage. I think right into the turn we lost a driver there. This is cursed. His car's slow. We lost Roadkill right in front of Cursed. Yep. So, Cursed, unfortunate timing there. He's now got a damaged Z28, all banged up. So 3 disconnects in race number 2.
And 2 within just like 1 lap.
2 and 1, yeah. When it rains, it falls, or pours. So this is GG currently in 6th position, looking ahead to F4H Diablo. And now we're in lap number 6, and suddenly the end is near here. And you wonder if the fun racing is over and now it's just about getting to the finish line. The battles in the field has started to spread itself out as we've had a few disconnects. Bubs is up 7 spots as a result of it. So Bubs, big moves there.
I think this is the first time we've seen him in A lobby, so good job for him.
Driftin' Hero, he's got his job done today. He only needed 10th, and he's now currently in 3rd position. We will go to Diablo as he's looking ahead to Hurricane. He's very close. So this is F4H Diablo and the number 29 Mellow Yellow Z28 looking ahead to EVR Hurricane in the Minecraft painted Z28. I think that's Minecraft. I don't know.
You're asking the wrong guy.
Yeah, he had anime one time. Now he's got Minecraft. Can't keep up. Yeah, when it rains, it falls, huh? When it rains, it fails. More like.
So true.
So Hurricane versus F4H Diablo in 4th position now. And these are two players who have no standing in the championship. It's clearly just racing for pride at this point. Maybe this gives us an opportunity to go to EVR Mead. And EVR Mead was a guy who came into the TORA Trans Am series. Think back to Laguna Seca, and he just missed out on 2 podiums. He got a 4th place and a 4th place. And at that time, I'm thinking, well, you know, he was there, he's in the fight, he's a driver to look out for. I didn't think he was a championship driver. And he got faster, he got more comfortable in the CUDA, and he held off guys who were giving him challenges every week. It wasn't like he was walking away with wins. He only had a perfect week last week. He didn't get his first race win until, boy, did he get it? Sonoma, maybe?
I think it was
We
Sonoma,
missed Watkins, yeah, so maybe he didn't get his first win until round number 4. So it wasn't like he came out and killed it this championship season. He was battling all throughout. Until Road Atlanta last week, he had a great race. Sonoma. He had the 2 race wins. He had a perfect night there. And then Road Atlanta, he was very, very quick.
Yeah, he's just kind of been consistently chipping away at it and not making many mistakes, which I guess has proven to be key.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, Sparky DNFing, that helps.
Yeah, that certainly doesn't hurt.
Doesn't hurt, yeah, absolutely. And then guys like Chirp, he didn't come back this week. Tri-Passin, he didn't race this week. So there was 2 other guys who we fully expected to be racing in those battle spots there, and often giving challenges to Mead. Mead came into the night, again, not a great qualification session, and he made his way up the field relatively quickly in race number 1, and then got a respectable, I'll say it, third. What was it, 3rd or 4th? Doesn't matter. He ended up getting 2nd place. But I don't know that he necessarily earned the 2nd place. It's probably more like 3rd or 4th, if I recall. Yeah,
I think it was 3rd.
But nonetheless, he made his way up the field. He started the race, or started the night, in 7th, and Sparky started in 2nd. So that was your story. The story of the night, obviously, is TH or Sparky disconnecting.
Yeah, I mean, no matter how the championship was decided tonight, it was going to be the main story, but that's never how you want it to end. Especially when, like we said, Sparky kind of has been the only guy pulling what seems to be a difficult to work with car, and he's been quick every week. So it's unfortunate that it ended that way.
I've actually moved back down the order to Scrub Lord versus GG, and they are about to start the lap number 9. And Scrub Lord has moved along the inside of GG, heading into turn number 1 underneath the Chevrolet footbridge. And onto that bumpy turn number 1. GG on the outside, Scrub Lord on the inside. And Scrub Lord, he needs to get a little bit more up that car to hold on to the inside here for turn number 3. He's going to be last on his brakes. Give GG a little tap, put him into the grass. Moves GG down to 7.
Nice way to force his way through.
But GG likes to roll the dice. He's now chasing down Scrub Lord. He's going to make a move right back here into the hairpin. And he taps Scrub Lord.
I think he knows that he's giving it back, though.
Yeah, he's off the throttle here. But that just opens the door for Bubs and Squirrel behind him. And there they are. So GG hit Diablo and makes it another one there with Scrub Lord, but that's okay, my man. Good race. Lifted up the throttle, no penalty needed there. And Scrub Lord not in the championship, so.
I think that's kind of been a consistent theme with GG this series, though. I remember at Road Atlanta, he had some instances coming onto the back straight where he tried to force moves up the inside where there really wasn't room for it, and it definitely wasn't the place for it. So I think picking his moves, picking the timing for his moves is something he can improve on slightly.
Young driver, a very young guy, and that'll just come with maturity as he gets more time behind the wheel. But he can certainly hot lap, and he's gotten faster.
Yeah, definitely.
So this is Pedantic Squirrel, currently in 9th position. And looking ahead to They Call Me Bubs in another Javelin. So we are on our final lap for the TORA Trans Am Series. 371 miles raced here in the series, just 3 miles remaining. We'll go to LMR Harmonic in 2nd place. And there he is. Won race number 1, the Intent 273. And that wasn't his first race win. He got 2 race wins in the opening round at Laguna Seca. And then changed his focus to the Forza Racing Championship. Came back here for the final round once that was complete and over with. So in the races he raced in, he was 4 for 4 with podiums with 3 race wins, and looks to be this 2nd place here. Got to believe if he was here, he probably would have been a serious threat to Meade for the championship.
Yeah, I think that could be said about a lot of these guys that were kind of part-time drivers. You got Diablo, another one who every race he's been in, he's been quick, and he's definitely been in the mix.
Now on board with the 3rd place driver, Drifting Hero. He's going to be your 3rd place in this championship. He's moved past Mr. Drive. And that'll mean Mr. Drive will go down to 4th. Mr. Drive is not here tonight. He took this week off and not racing, but that cost him, and did it cost him ever? Cost him 3rd place in the championship. But here we go. It's going to be EVR Meade now. Currently on screen. He's gonna got 1 more turn to go. Does the Grip Tech Performance 1971 Plymouth Cuda of EVR Meade is going to win the TORA Trans Am Series. He's gonna cross the finish line, and there is your champion, folks. Congratulations, EVR Meade 2-1-2. Behind him, it's going to be in 2nd place, LMR Harmonic. Drifting Hero takes 3rd in the championship. Excuse me, Drifting Hero is in 2nd. Harmonic hit the brakes. So let's see here. More shenanigans as we cross the finish line. Drifting Hero, Diablo, Hurricane. Maybe Harmonic just went to the pits because he's nowhere to be found. So playing games with us.
That's what this last race was for.
Yeah. We had known coming into race number 2 that it was going to be EVR Meade's championship, and he just had to come out here and show up, basically, and run a couple laps. He did that, and he won the race. So EVR Meade, congratulations, your TORA Trans Am Series winner. How about it?
Yeah, and based on these lap times that we're seeing, I think you were right in that Harmonic probably let Meade by to give him a bit of a buffer, just because he was a bit quicker.
Had a couple DNFs that race. Not making it all the way through was Big Ben, THR Sparky, and DRR Roadkill. Of note, Sparky disconnected in both races tonight. Obviously not his night. He had championship hopes coming in, and it certainly looked like it was going to set up for some serious drama in race number 2, but that changed so quickly with one disconnect in race number 1, and once that happened, it was all over and said and done. And unfortunately it happened again in race number 2 for Sparky. But it does look like Harmonic did actually cross the finish line in 2nd place. Then it's Drifting Hero in 3rd, Diablo in 4th, the rest of the field 5 through 16, Pat.
So we got EVR Hurricane in 5th, TLR Scrublord 6th, I can count. CCGG 7th, They Call Me Bubs 8, Pedantic Squirrel 9, C-Tom 10, Sandmouse 11, DJ Professor K 12. And then 13, we got Insanity Curse, and then the 3 DNFs are Big Ben, THR Sparky, and DRR Roadkill.
So this has been another great championship. Thank you to all the folks at the Online Racing Association, TORA for short. I want to thank Flying Mikey J. He's been the creator. He helped put together the cars, done a lot of work behind the scenes. SFM Darkser, guys like DR Gato, Drifting Hero, Pedantic Squirrel, other guys who have hosted qualification lobbies, spend their time getting this series to what you guys have seen this season. Not enough credit is given to those guys. We're going to make sure you get it tonight. Thank you so much for everything that you've done. We want to thank our drivers for participating, from everyone in A lobby to all the way back down into C lobby and D lobby. Without you guys, we wouldn't have a series to give you some racing action, and YMTV wouldn't exist. So thank you to our drivers out there. I want to thank Merginator also. He's come in and helped us with some contributing pieces. TUS Ajax as well. Everyone at YMTV behind the scenes putting in some content. Flickmasher with some of the graphics this season, helping us out with some of the logos and such, making it look nice and pretty. Pat, my co-host. My name is Flip Mode. It's been a great season. Before you guys take off, give us a follow on Twitter. Give us a like on Facebook, however that works. Tell your friends, tell your mom. We will be back Sunday for the Delta Online Racing Volvo STC C Cup. That'll start at 20 GMT. It'll be myself and TUS Ajax for round number 3 and 4 at Magello. But before we take a send-off here for the TORA Trans Am Series, Pat, any final words?
I just want to say thanks for having me back. I think you kind of hit on one thing that's worth noting is just everybody behind the scenes. There's a lot of moving parts in these TORA races, and you don't really notice it from the outside looking in just because they managed to run everything so smoothly. So having been on the inside a few times now and watching it all work, it's impressive.
Yeah, there certainly is a lot of work behind the scenes. You know, when we do the race to race each week, it's pretty much the day after. Today's Thursday. Normally we get to work right away on the Friday, just getting all the content ready. So it never really stops. But again, we want to thank everyone for tuning in. It's been a great season. And one more congratulations to EVR Mead. He's taking your TORA Trans Am Championship. Congratulations to him. THR Sparky in 2nd place and Drifting Hero in 3rd. If you don't do it already, sign up. The Online Racing Association, their next Thursday night series will take off pretty soon. Not sure exactly when, but look out for details there at TORA's website. For everyone here at YMTV, for Pat Mackesy, my name's Flip Mode. We will see you guys Sunday right here on YMTV. Have a good night.